directive principles of state policy, that as president, he has a responsibility to the state to continue every good initiative of the previous government. I thank you.
Thank you. You have further question? Please go ahead. And I plead that that should be the last question.
The last one. Honorable Chair, I think there has been interesting debate about the issue of E-blocks. And E-blocks, we completed a number of them across the country. But the good news is that government is a continuum. And that is why, beyond completing E-blocks, we added boarding facilities to those that are in remote locations. Adansia Peja is an example. Jama is an example. Drobonso is an example where we added boarding facilities so that the facilities will become useful to the people of Ghana. It's not about us, it's about the children. So I think beyond completing E-blocks that have not been completed, Honorable nominee, Honorable Chair, would the Honorable nominee look into the possibility of adding boarding facilities if an E-block is in a distant location and students cannot walk to the school, so they become more useful to the country? Thank you.
Chair, the government will have no difficulty at all accepting to work to add boarding facilities where it's necessary. My own personal experience during the campaign was a day I was driving from Yendi towards Miang, and you see a major E facility on the Miang Road. I saw school girls and boys walking the street from Yendi Kulpin walking towards that area. That reminded me that if there's any opportunity to add a boarding facility to that, we should do that. And then also in Cherpune and also in Wulesi on the same road, I saw a facility where many of the catchment communities needed that. We would have no difficulty expanding boarding facilities where necessary. Ours is to expand access, ensure relevance and quality delivery by improving the conditions of service of teachers to the best that the economy can do, and to improve their quality through motivation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chair, thank you. Honorable Yusuf, you may have the floor.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairman. And first of all, let me congratulate my senior brother, Honorable Idris Aruna, for this nomination. And also just to put it on the record that we are very proud of you, especially with the young politicians from the north. And you serve as inspiration to us from your days as the student leader all the way to your parliamentary responsibility, from being a Minister of Communication, Minister of Employment, and now Trade, and also this thing. My question to you, Honorable nominee, one of the biggest challenges in our educational sector is the high drop rate of the basic level. And according to the African Education Watch, in the northern region, only 5 out of 10 students who enroll in KG are able to complete primary school. And after that, only 3 are able to complete JSS. Being the first Minister for Education from the northern sector of our country, in the Fourth Republic, what will you do to ensure that we address this issue that the Ghana Education Watch have just identified? Thank you.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you, and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and my name is Ania Fompo. Thank God for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the country. It is the 21st of January 2024. We thank God that we have life to sit and think through the matters of the day. Let's go through the headlines of the newspapers. I start off with the Daily Graphic, and it says 135 billion Ghana cedis debt hangs over road sector. Minister designate reviews. President orders probe into Obuasi mine killings. Free SHS policy won't be cancelled. Education Minister designate maintains. Ghanaian Times. Road tolls to be reintroduced with digitized system. Abuja. Donald Trump sworn in as president. Ofanko and Swam Road. Travelers headache. Fire outbreak displaces dozens at Asokore Mampong. The Insight. Free SHS will be reviewed, strengthened, and admission fees of first-year students refunded under no free stress NDC policy. Haruna Idrisu. Defeating corruption in Ghana, and this is a write-up by Dr. Kobina Kennedy. And so you can grab it and also read the details of it. Brouhaha over sale of land, others. NCT Biochemical refused claims by Achiame Henning as it apologizes to Kwawu Henning. Mahama should swiftly reverse Akufo-Addo's suspension of diplomatic ties with SADR, Sulemana Prima. The new crusading guide, Obuasi mine deaths, Mahama orders probe. Illegal miners breached security parameter, GAF. Kwawu Impriso Queen Mother's fate hangs as registrar delays case. Evaluator NDC rejects skirt and blouse financiers vying for MCE position. Government must intensify fight against Galamsey, coalition demands. And then we also have 345 million Ghana cedis needed for free tertiary admission policy. Haruna Idrisu. Economy Times. Ghana IMF commenced renegotiation on financial program. Ghana's economy to grow further amidst forex stability. Fitch. And then we also have ECG privatization, a tough hurdle ahead of Mahama government as opposition stiffens. That's it for the Economic Times front page. Let's go to the Business and Financial Times that says, Boss welcomes Afechi Awono as new MD. Vows to drive growth, innovation. ECG leverages national identification card to curb revenue losses. Agboja outlines vision, $10 billion infrastructure plan. Abolish premixed fuel subsidy. That's also in the fishing story captured on the front page of the Business and Financial Times. We'll take a breather here and we'll be back shortly.
Again.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN.
This is Jerry, Jolly J for short.
How may I help?
I'm not happy with you guys at all. You've been giving Bongo gifts all the time.
Who is Bongo?
Oh, Bongo, my friend. He purchased in my room.
Oh.
You've been giving free gifts, but I don't.
That's MTN rewards, sir. Talk, text, browse, and more, and you get to redeem free call time or data by simply dialing *550#. And on Fridays, you can even get extra special rewards like food vouchers, shopping discounts, and much more.
Didn't tell me anything, no. Would you like to know how I got the name Jolly J?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Jolly. Calling customer care service doesn't give you points.
I'm gonna call my mom. I'll call my grandma. And I'll call my ex. That girl can talk, Papa. Hello, Mama. So what's the topic for today?
MTN. Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Hey, Nano Fayu Kwanya, Wakasa, welcome, Missy. And you're my brother, Mr. Happiness, and Hame. Missy, who said Ghana Post, I am fast, reliable, and affordable. See, Nancy, Nanuma, and the Janya Kuma, Midi, and the command, or if I Ghana Post, we're dinning now. And it's a was a swan, Masakodija, Medeko Ghana Post to you. Wait, Kobi Kakra. Ajone Kakra, Akrantia Society. Ghana Post.
The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
Mensa coming package, no. In less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the
world. Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story.
But he needs not stay down for long.
Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and IRICOP brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa and the IRICOP with cocoa blends, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, KCAP, and IRICOP organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by Cocoa Board, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Welcome to the Alisa Brunch, your special Sunday treat. Good food, great and relaxing ambience, and excellent service. Come to your second home every Sunday, the Alisa Sunday Brunch.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet safer.
This room is filled to 8 full capacity. It tells all of us how popular you are with ordinary people. I can see behind you a lot of people. Now, I want us to do a little exercise. On your CV, you have on page 1 of 3, you have for residential address. 2 Shippy Close, Fedeos, Cantonment, Accra. If you'll be pleased, the cantonment is where you live, correct?
Yes. I live, when you are entering the house, you see the Fiddles written by the wall.
Very well, nominee, I understand. I know cantonment very well. You live at cantonment?
Yeah, I do. I used to be in Obuasi.
Honorable nominee, you provide the specific answers to the very questions I ask. You know, you being my respected senior, members want us to finish you quickly. And if you open yourself up, then maybe there will be more follow-ups. So you live at cantonment?
Yes.
Very well. Now, this residential facility, this property, is it a rented property or it is your house?
It is my house.
You are very honest. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Arinedrus. The reason why we, the young ones, respect you is such courage to face the truth that will take you higher, as prophesied by Roxanne. So it is no offense for a politician to own a property at cantonment, correct?
Not at all, depending upon your...
Order. Chairman, with respect. You've had calls to caution the friends of this committee from the majority side. Please, let us observe some decorum, respectfully. Honorable Haruna Idrisu, it is saying... in Krahim Fanawote.
Meti cantonments, baby.
Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, that's not allowed by our rules. Mr. Chairman,
because
Mr. Chairman,
I tried the tree with you because on your CV, colleague, on his CV, we are not done. Chairman, these your friends.
Please go ahead and address the chair.
Chairman, thank you. Honorable Aaron Edrisu, why an MP in Fiesane?
About 20 years in there.
Very well. So those are, you've passed. Because Honorable nominee, you say on your CV that you speak English, Dagbani, Hausa, and Twi.
That's true.
I am thus far impressed with your Twi. I'm sure that there is a Southern inspiration.
That's Parliament House. Parliament House.
My wife, Mary, Safwa.
Very well.
Sometimes when I'm coming out, I don't know about church, me say, Chino, Messia, Namin Bomadin, Namin Kanaye.
So, Chair, you have disclosed that Madam has inspired you with a tree. That's great. So, Chair, I want to know from the nominee whether or not he benefited from free education.
I did, coming from northern Ghana at the time. I attended Kulkul School through Bagabaga JSS, through Tamale Secondary School and Navasco, and education was generally free for that part of our country. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, respectfully, you had your O-level in Tamale Secondary School, but went to Navrungo for your A-level. Can you tell me what inspired you to move from the Great Tamasco, right? From the Great Tamasco to the Great Navasco?
When we wrote the GC O-level exams, I think that I didn't do well in mathematics for that particular sitting. And Tamasco at that time was insisting on a particular grade. And Navasco was open. If you had evidence that you were about rewriting, you could come and justify. So I went to Navrongo Secondary School for the A-level. And I'm proud to say that 1991, I probably was one of the best A-level students Navasco produced. I still hold one of the best grades ever in business management from Navasco. That record have not been broken. And so yes, this was what motivated. But traveling to Navrongo was a difficult one. 7 hours from Tamale to Navrongo. And then you are carrying your gari in a chop box. You are not sure of the metro mass. We have survived and we have come a long way. Thank you, Chair.
So, Honorable Nominee, I can understand why you had to go through a law program with those inspirations. You've studied philosophy, sociology, and all, and then from there you had to do law. Now, I note from page 3 of 3 on your CV, respectfully, your membership of the Ghana Bar, 2002 to date. As you may be well aware, as a lawyer, your membership...
Various reasons why we see what we call shoddy works on our roads. Many things account for that. Sometimes it's not even the knowledge of the contractor. Indeed, there is always that 12-month defect liability period on construction projects. But sometimes, especially if you watch asphaltic overlay, it embellishes the problem so neatly for few months that you may never know what is beneath. But after a few months, you realize that it has failed completely. Not only the contractors. I'm an architect by profession. If I practice elsewhere outside this country, the employer insists I take professional indemnity insurance before I touch his or her work. I.e., so if the work fails, he can draw on the professional indemnity to get some compensation. Is it time for consultants taking on huge government contracts to take the appropriate indemnity to cover the services they are providing? Because the Ghanaian doesn't understand why you would do a project in his backyard, a road to say, and 6 months the rain washes the whole thing away, and then we are looking for another money to come and start. So it will be a combination of these things. I've heard people talk about increase the defect liability period to 24 months. That will not necessarily solve the problem. The problem is that we need to build the capacity and put some of the risk on the back of the consultants and others, but also to encourage government to pay contractors and consultants on time. On record, the road minister answers the largest number of questions in Parliament, more than any minister. And I must commend Honorable Makwata for that diligence. As long as he's available on Fridays, he'll come and answer the questions. And I used to tease him that, as for answering the question, he will answer. As of whether he...
All right, you're welcome back to the studio. So that's, you know, some bit of the lot that happened in the House with the vetting committee yesterday. We will be continuing today. I will announce to you those who are appearing on the vetting committee. But let me just remind you that MTN is still giving you some goodies from Momo, from MTN with love. And it says that when your loved ones send you money from abroad, your wallet, into your wallet, you receive 300 megabytes for free. So you heard it is free, so just try and use MTN Momo. Each time you receive money from abroad via Momo, you automatically get 300 megabytes of data to go online and show your friends and family how you are celebrating the festivity. So let's make some memories with this package. Encourage your loved ones to send their remittances directly to your Momo. So it was actually a package given to us during the Christmas festivities, and it's continuing all the way till now. I'm sure if you don't exhaust it by end of January, you might lose. So please exhaust this opportunity and let them send your remittances to Momo directly. Yesterday I received some, so I'm sure I should get my 300 megabytes. I have to check. So Momo, everywhere you go, MTN, it says Christmas and beyond. All right. Now let me introduce. I have strange faces on the platform today. Yes, I have strange faces on the platform today. One is an old member that probably went for break. Somehow he was resurrected yesterday. So I'm grateful to him. Now, one is a very, very new face that we haven't seen on this platform before, and it's also a very new face in the August House, that's Parliament. Let me introduce the old member first, and then I'll come to the new one, right? So, former honorable member for Myung constituency is the person, or in the person of Mohammed Abdul Aziz. And he's an old friend as well. Yesterday, like I said, sort of resurrected him from his slumber. So, Honorable Aziz, as I affectionately call him, you're welcome.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you so much for coming. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
How was your break, your long break?
Well, I haven't been here for a very long time.
Very, very long.
But it's good to be here. Let's see how it will go. Yes. I'm sure I'm back for good.
Please be back for good.
I'm back for good.
I only hate that Randy is not here.
Oh,
I mean, because I know he's your friend.
I know, right?
Yes.
I know, right? But we'll continue to engage even beyond the studios of Metro TV.
Yes.
Randy is such a wonderful person. Somebody I admire a lot, somebody who inspires me a lot. I must admit, especially within the media and sports fraternity. I have a lot of respect for him, trust me. And he knows that very well.
I haven't said that. We just want to say a special good morning to you, Dr. Randy Abe. I mean, those of you probably don't know him. He doesn't watch TV. I don't know if he's watching. He never watches TV.
Randy Abe?
Never.
Wow.
No. If you hear him talk about something on TV, someone told him.
I didn't know that about him.
He would rather listen to radio.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a person who sits on TV and does work on TV, but doesn't watch TV.
I didn't know that.
So today you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But he would rather listen to radio.
Wow.
He's very religious when it comes to radio. Wow. So, all right. So let's move to the other guests who seem to have stirred up, a few things in the house. A way of introducing himself. I like the way he tried to introduce himself to the whole of the country, right? And his name must probably be almost on the way of becoming a household name, right? Maybe in your home or in your offices. So, this person is in the person of a constituency that we are all very familiar with, the Swami constituency. And I would say that probably he has a lot of work to do, because that constituency, we have a lot of eyes on that constituency. And we seem to be very much interested with, so many things that goes on in that constituency because of the person that was holding that particular position. But let's now welcome John Darko to the House. Honorable Member, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good morning to your viewers. Of course, this is my first time on Metro TV.
Yeah.
Of course, good morning. And so I hope that I make a lasting impression.
You're already making it. You're already making a lasting impression. Interesting. So okay. Let me just remind you. I have 2 videos, but because of time, I'll play one. Let's play one for you so that it rings a bell. Just in case you didn't follow his activities on the floor of Parliament. So I have one video from or by the lawyer and Honorable John Darko in Parliament.
He's a law professor. When approved, he is going to be the chief enforcer of our laws. When he appeared before the committee and was asked about the legality of this Ora, he justified it. He justified the unconstitutional establishment and putting together of people who go about harassing former government officials. We believe that the establishment of that Ora committee violates and flies in the face of our constitution. And so one would have expected that a law professor in the person of Dr. Ayini would have condemned it. But rather, he justified it. Now his justification is now putting the work of the police CID, IOCO, and special prosecutor and constitutionally established bodies out of business. It is concerning, and we want the people of Ghana to know that no serious country will entertain anything such as this. And so if you are a former government official and you're invited by this so-called Ora, our advice to you from the minority is to boycott any invitation from the Ora team. We are not going to be part of it because we believe that there are constitutionally established bodies that can investigate any so-called misdeeds of the government. What are they doing? What they are doing is to go about disturbing people, entering homes, taking vehicles, seizing vehicles, and more or less taking over lands from people who have genuinely purchased lands. What the former government officials have done is to acquire properties that legally they could acquire. No illegality has taken place. In any case, the NDC, their members have also acquired lands in this country. The executives, Okujeto Ablakwa and Co., they live in the cantonment, they live in airports, they live in their childhoods, lands which were government lands, which they bought many years ago. The people of Ghana should not tolerate this Ora, which is out there to only persecute the former government officials. Thank you very much.
All right, so that's John Dako. John Dako, that's a way of welcoming you to
Thank you very much. Well, I mean, I think that the point has been made loud and clear. We challenge the constitutionality of that body. We believe that there are no rules, regulations, there are no laws in either our constitution or the Transition Act that gives a former president the authority or power to set up such an institution, such a committee. We have made that clear. And
you mean a president-elect?
A president-elect, yes. Because at the time he set up that committee, he was the president-elect. He wasn't the president. And that is why we challenge the constitutionality and the legality of that committee. But I think the point must also be made that the NPP as a party believes that, look, corruption must be rooted out of the country. We do not condone or support any acts of illegality. And so if there are, as I said, constitutionally established bodies that can investigate and root out corruption, we are all for it. And I think that's the mistake people are making. They think that challenging the establishment of that committee means that we want to fight against, or we oppose the fight against corruption. Definitely not. Any serious country must take corruption seriously, especially in Africa, where corruption is eating, out a lot of the benefits which the people are entitled. So any attempt to fight corruption is welcome, but it has to be done properly in a legal way. We are running a country, and so we should make sure that every act is rooted in law. The president, okay, he has the executive power right now, but he cannot, for instance, and I'm giving you an example, say that today I have appointed a Supreme Court judge. Today, I am the President of the Republic. I have overwhelming support from the people of Ghana. So tomorrow, Mr. Nominee, go and sit in, let's say, at the Supreme Court and start giving judgment without the advice and consent of the legislature. That is how our laws are.
Yeah, but that's a different scenario.
No, so I'm just saying.
That is not comparable.
No, I'm just saying.
That's established by the Constitution on the procedural appointment of a chief justice or whatever,
Supreme Court judge.
As far as the judges are concerned, right?
Yeah, yes. So, but the point I'm trying to make is that you work within a law.
Yes.
And the law, as we know, in terms of this issue, if you are a president, you can decide to set up committees, okay, to investigate anything you believe has happened, like he's done right now with the Obuasi issue. I'm told that a committee has been set up, or he's asked that investigation, be set up to go into what happened. It's well within his right. But when you haven't been given the executive power and you attempt to make a decision, or you attempt to do this, obviously, we should reject that. We should allow the president...
What's the legal framework that underpins the establishment of Earl?
Well, see, so what we know is that the president, now president, the president-elect at the time, said to set up that committee to, they are saying that to collect information. I mean, how do you set up a committee, in your view, to collect information about a certain crime which you believe has happened? And my point is that when you have the constitutionally established bodies that can do this work, okay? So I believe that he did not have the power. He did not have the authority to set up that committee. I mean, I've always maintained that if His Excellency the President decides today to set up something like that, we'll give him the support, because we believe that if we want to fight corruption, we need all the support you want, but not outside the law. And I think that point has been made clear, and that's what you should. We believe that, and look at this. Even though they will tell you that, well, we were only given the mandate to only collect information, you see that they've been empowered. They go out there, they've gone to people's homes, lands, we've seen them with cameras. And when they were asked, they said that they were doing validation. I mean, how? So, you see, where the illegality is the powers they have, I mean, the committee members have arrogated to themselves to now go onto people's land to, as it were, go and check whether the lands belong to them or not. But is that what we are going to do? Especially when you have the Lands Commission as the keeper of all the land records in our country. They can do it that way.
But you know, you have earlier on established how corruption is eating African countries.
Yes.
And you say that we have to do anything and everything.
Yes.
So there are things that we have done in the past. And we all know what we've done in the past. Many things we've done in the past that didn't work for us. And unfortunately, corruption keeps eating our revenue.
Yes.
The percentages keeps going up. I mean, if you check the percentages and have maybe your base year, you will know that it keeps rising. So it means that you now have to institute drastic measures of, fighting this canker.
Yeah, I mean...
How bad is Ora? I mean, have you been in a house or in a home where you have 2 children, there's meat missing in the soup, and you call these 2 boys and you're asking, who stole the meat in the soup? What do you do to determine who stole the meat?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. If you ask them and none of them tell you, it won't give you the right to beat somebody to pop. It won't. Because you are looking for the person who stole the meat. The point we want to make is that if you want to do that, then do it within the law. You see, we know that corruption...
The reason I actually cited the scenario is that people are saying, if you haven't, done anything wrongful against the state, why be jittery?
No.
And normally, when you have these 2 kids, one of them obviously have stolen the meat. You will see from the reaction of one that he's the one that stole the meat.
No. You may get a very smart boy who can really,
It's
pretend.
Rare. It's rare, very rare. But and the normal circumstances, you will find that the one that stole it gets very jittery.
Okay, well, but normally you can get those who can also pretend. But you see, the point we're making is not because somebody is afraid that he or she is going to be caught. I think that if anybody has committed offense or engaged in any corrupt act, the people you should be afraid should be for instance, the National Investigation Bureau. The people you should be afraid of would be the police and the CID department, the IOCO, the Special Prosecutor. These state institutions, see, we cannot, in the name of fighting corruption, throw away our institutions. We need to make them better. If the institutions are better, the institutions are better, they can better fight corruption. Now, when the arguments you are making, okay, seems to suggest that we are unable to use the institutions to fight the corruption the way we want. That is why we have set up Ora. So it looks to me that Ghana, answer to fighting corruption is the establishment of this committee.
Were you in this country when the presidency kept investigating issues of alleged corruption? I mean, Nanado's presidency, his office kept investigating, which earned him the name clearing agent.
My dear, I don't want us to go there. I believe that this.
No, I'm just saying that the institutions are established. Yes.
But let me make this point.
But there are other means
let me make this
can
point
be
first.
put to use.
I think that nobody has given Nanado a name as clearing agent. These are some of the things the brothers in the NDC did to tag the president. And I don't think that you should repeat it, honestly speaking. You are a very fair, neutral journalist. Don't repeat the NDC's words. You understand? You could say that, well, he cleared people from his office, but don't quote my brothers in the NDC. But I see the point you are making. The fact that Nanado can set up investigation committees in his office, okay, for me, it's all right. Just the same way His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, can also set up committees to investigate acts of corruption. In the matter of Ora, the point we have made is that he didn't have the authority to make it. And that point must be made clear. And then we need to also make it clear to everybody that the NPP as a party is not afraid of any investigation. We are not fighting against any investigation. And we have even invited the police, the constitutionally established bodies. We have said that they should rather be the ones being used. Look at the men who have been put together. Really, it is just an appendage of the NDC, really, if you ask me. The Ora is just an appendage of the NDC, doing the work of the NDC, being sent out there. Yes. Look at all the members over there. Look at the members, the NDC. If you really want to do, yes.
What's the point you want to make? You want it to be an appendix of who? On what?
It has to be an institution of state, not an appendage of a government of a political party.
But the intention of establishing Oral was not to come and replace any investigative state. It was only a body, or I'll say a committee.
Yes, NDC members put together.
And why not? Why you want?
Why? You are running. Listen, you are running a national activity, and if you want to send people to jail, if you believe that people have committed offense, send it to the appropriate constitutional body who can do the work without any, if I should put it,
okay, so let me correct it before maybe anybody takes me out of context. The members on the oral committee,
yes,
I cannot sit here and say all of them are bona fide members of NDC. I don't know their party card holders.
Well,
Blackwell, the chairman, yes.
But is a black one on the NDC?
He's a chairman of the party, yes. For him, I can.
He's not a chairman. He's chairman, I think, of the committee.
No, he's a chairman of the committee. That's what I'm trying to say. For him, I can say that because it's established. The rest of the members, I cannot say.
Well, I'm telling you.
You are telling me?
Yes, I'm telling you, the NDC members. Why? My own brother, my senior brother, Kofi Boakye, has not been appointed into the Nanado's government.
I'm just saying that I cannot say. There are people who have been associated with the party, are not necessarily card-bearing members of the party.
But the NDC people, but they are not card-bearing members.
No, I don't know. I mean, you can actually, draw that conclusion because they seem to be working for a particular political party. So it's fine, but I'm not saying...
If they are no NDC, they should come and tell us. But see, I am saying that You see, fairness and due process is very important in this constitutional democracy. Okay, let's follow due process. If you want to get anything done, use the right channels, use the right means, and see, in all of this, if, for instance, the police had gone to all these places, the CID, the EOCOs, and the state institutions, we will not be having this conversation. You understand? And my friends in the I know some of them have considered privately, but do you know that even when the president nominates for the office of Attorney General and Minister for Justice, when he appeared before Parliament, said that there was no legal basis. Do you know that? He said that there was no legal basis for establishment of the committee, but in his view, it was not illegal. And then we didn't get the opportunity to ask the follow-up questions because of, obviously,
Dominic Ayeni, you mean?
Yes, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, because the chairman wouldn't allow you. And he quoted the constitution saying that every citizen of Ghana has a responsibility to report any acts of corruption. He used that as the basis, but he admitted that the Ora had no legal basis. He said it. That is the president nominee to the office of Attorney General. And so when
how do you interpret that? It has no legal basis. It means it makes it illegal?
Well, it has no legal basis. But because you see, when a president acts, it has to be rooted in law.
In law.
Okay? And at the time, His Excellency, at the time he was the president-elect, he admitted that he didn't have the power to set up that committee. He admitted, but said that, because the Constitution gives everybody the right to report or fight against corruption, he believes that the people who have been put together are going to fight against corruption, so it's okay. I mean,
do you intend to go to court over this? They say you should go to court. At least I've heard Domelevo say many times that, okay, if you think it's illegal, go to court.
Well, that's very interesting. I mean, I'm sure...
You haven't heard that?
Oh, I've heard that. I mean, it's an avenue which is open. We'll look at all the issues. Indeed, they have told us that when the Attorney General is sworn in, their term will come to an end, more or less. My brother, have you heard that? That they say that when the AG is sworn in, their work will come to an end. We'll see how that pans out. Maybe after the AG is sworn in, if they keep going on, we'll make a firm decision. I'm sorry.
Okay, Honorable John Darkon is the one. So the second video was, that your banter with the Attorney General nominee at the time.
Yes. Dr.
on the committee. Let me, bring in Honorable Aziz. But have you actually referred to the Whistleblowers Act that has been referenced?
Argument doesn't hold water.
What argument?
The fact that Section 3 of the Whistleblowers Act requires some people, and look at it. Some people have been.
So let me read it. So we analyze.
I know it's meant.
No.
I know Section 3. Okay, yes. You
so
read
for
it.
viewers, so it says that disclosure of impropriety may be made to anyone or more of the following: an employer of the whistleblower; B, a police officer; C, the Attorney General; D, the Auditor General; E, a staff of the intelligence agency; F, a member of Parliament; G, the Serious Fraud Office; H, the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice; I, the National Media Commission; J, the National Media Commission; J, the Narcotic Control Board; K, a chief; L, a head or an elder of a family of the whistleblower; M, a head of recognized religious body; N, a member of the Judiciary Assembly or a Minister of State; P, the Office of the President; Q, the Revenue Agency's governing board; or R, the District Chief Executive.
Where in the Section 3 does it mention oral? Where in Section 3 does it talk about setting up a committee? You see, law is very beautiful, okay? Law is very beautiful. When you list this, Anything which is not expressly listed is
you
expressly
mentioned the
excluded.
member of parliament.
Yes.
The chairman is the member of parliament.
So the president should have said, the president-elect should have said that if you've seen any acts of corruption, right, then he will list these institutions and bodies listed here, that if you've seen anybody loot any of the properties, go to a member of parliament, go and report all the members in section 3. He could have listed them. Yes, they are all here. All the provisions. So go to a member of parliament, go to revenue agency, go to your chief. The president, you see, let's face it, this is what the law says. The law doesn't say that go to a committee set up by a president-elect, or even go to a committee set up by the president. You can say that, it said that you can even report it to a minister of state, a district chief executive, or an auditor general, a staff of intelligence agency. The law is very clear. This is what the law has listed. Okay? The law didn't say that if you've seen any acts of corruption, go and report it to a committee.
You're taking the law from the face value of it. And that's unfair.
No, but no, you see, okay, so we do interpretation of law.
Yes.
Okay? When the law on its face doesn't give room for any interpretation, you don't interpret it. This is very clear. We only interpret it when you have, when there are difficulties in understanding what the maker of the law said. This one, on the face of it, does not admit of any interpretation. Section 3. So the law has clearly given you the people you should report to. If you've seen any acts of corruption, go to a member of parliament. You could go to a Kujeta Blakwa. You could go to any of the MPs in the NDC if you so wish. If you've seen that an act of corruption has happened, go to Narcotics Control Board, go to a chief, go to your family.
So before you go to all these persons that have been listed,
yes,
how do you see the impropriety? How do you see or identify impropriety?
That's the point.
And how do you do the identification of impropriety or establish an impropriety before you go and report to these bodies that have been listed?
So maybe you should ask the lawmaker. But the point is that the law says that you have seen it.
Yes. So the body is gathering evidence of what they have seen.
No, that is not. This is a responsibility of an individual, a Ghanaian citizen who has seen a corrupt act being done, and the law is saying that when you see such a thing, go to any of these people. Look, let's read section 3 very well. It says that persons to whom or institutions to which disclosure of impropriety may be made. So
who does the disclosure?
Oh, the person who has seen it.
And who is this person?
Oh, it could be you.
It could be a body.
No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. So
it says
so wait. So are you saying that now the committee which has been set up, okay, has been set up as a person? Is a committee a person? Because it's a person is also has a legal definition.
Yes, but in law, a person can be described as a body. A body can be described as a person.
I mean, you
are the lawyer.
Legal person. Listen, you are a person, okay? For any other company to be described as a person, you have to be a properly registered company, so that the law can refer to as a person. Is that committee a person properly so-called? This committee is not a person properly so-called. You need to be very clear. You set up a committee, it's not a person. So the law gives you and I as individuals the opportunity to report what you and I consider to be impropriety.
And who are the you and I?
Citizens of Ghana.
And who are the citizens of Ghana?
Oh, I don't have to define.
So the members of oral committee, they are not citizens of Ghana.
Okay, so you see, when the law says that a person, okay, if the law says that a person should make a disclosure, is looking for you. I mean, I'm sure this law might even define a person here.
That's how you interpret it.
No, that is what the law is.
It's looking for Annie to come and do a disclosure, and that's it.
Yes, that's what the law is saying. That is what the law is
saying.
This
is how clause 1 starts. Section 3 clause. It says disclosure. It doesn't start with. It says disclosure of impropriety.
Section what? 3.1.
3.1.
Disclosure of impropriety.
Yes. May be made to anyone.
Yes.
Or more.
Yes.
Of the following.
Yes, and
but
it lists
it didn't
the people.
say, hold on, but it didn't say that a person must make the disclosure. It said disclosure.
Okay, so look at.
It started with disclosure.
Listen.
Or, okay, so I think we want to start with the pre.
No, it's fine. See,
which is person to whom, or institution to which disclosure of impropriety
let's not even worry. So right now, now you're going to now explain the work of the committee. So the committee is saying that they are going to gather the information. So then they will go and blow the whistle. Is that what they are going to do?
Yes.
Is that what they are going to do?
Yes.
And that committee has to be set up by the president.
Why not?
And a president who doesn't even have a person who doesn't even have authority to even set that up. So I'm saying that if you really are interested in fighting corruption, you've seen that the people of Ghana have information. Tell them this is what the law is saying. You don't set up a committee to now go and look for the information and then come and disclose to, let's say, a member of parliament. This is not what we do. There are people in the country who have seen, if there are any aspects of corruption, who have seen it. And so you are asking them, you are directing them, go and report to these institutions. That is what the Whistleblowers Act is saying. The Whistleblowers Act is not asking for a committee to be set up, for the committee to gather information and then go and report. That's not what the Whistleblowers Act is saying.
Okay, I have too many questions. If I don't take care, it might be a one-on-one session.
I'll be willing to answer all your questions.
Let me bring in Honorable Aziz, to... So, from Honorable Member, you obviously he's still standing by his point. You've established a committee illegally as a president-elect. At the time, you are not clothed with any powers to be setting up committees and stuff like that.
So, Annie, listening to the honorable member, I get more confused as to what the issue is. Because when I listened to his press conference, when he engaged the media, he was talking about how illegal the committee is, and then asking members of the MPP not to avail themselves to the oral team members. That was what he said at the press conference. That I haven't heard from him this morning. This morning, he's talking about the mandate of President Mahama at the time that he had not been sworn in. And so sometimes we need to be very consistent in our national discourse, because you need to understand what the issues are before you can address it. And so we should not be seen to be shifting the goalpost. Are you asking about the legality of oral?
Okay.
Are you saying that members of the MPP should not honor the invitations?
Okay.
Or you are saying that, please, I mean, these are rhetorical questions. Okay. You may want to speak to them when you.
No, but I think that
please,
okay, sure.
just,
I wouldn't want to interrupt you, but I just wanted to make it clear. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Now, when you address the press conference and you talked about members of MPP should not honor any invitation, I am not aware that Oral has invited anybody. If you know that the Oral team has invited any member of the former government, you can let us know. And so it is improper to assume a problem and then proceed to proffer solutions to the problem. Because, as I'm aware, nobody has been invited by the Oral team members. That is a matter of fact. And so, on the basis of that, the trust of the press conference was needless. Now, you are talking about President Mahama not having the mandate as at the time that he had been sworn in, before he was sworn in, to establish Oral. In fact, what we have today is not Oral itself. This is a team that is supposed to do the preparatory works. You can refer to the letter. Yeah. Preparatory works. So the Oral itself might not just be an institution, an office standing alone somewhere. State institutions will be activated.
To as a preparatory
is the concept.
Orals, yes.
Operation Recover or Loot. Is the concept, is the idea, is the policy, is the initiative. That does not mean that a separate state institution would necessarily have to be instituted. And so it is very likely that existing state institutions, like the CID of the Ghana Police Service, the Attorney General, would take up the mandate of recovering all loot. Do you get it? But what President Mahama has established, the team that Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa is leading, is supposed to do the preparatory works. And so President Mahama established it. Yes, at that time, he had not been sworn in. And so you didn't expect him to have that mandate. So what I'm saying is this. The mandate of the team is to receive complaints of loot in this country, especially under the former regime. That is what the team is supposed to do. Now, the team, after receiving the reports, felt that they needed to go outside to do validation of what they were receiving. At the end of the day, when the Attorney General is fully established and starts to operate, everything will be handed over to the office of the Attorney General. He would then decide as to which institution that he wants to refer the matter to do proper investigations. This is not investigations. When we start to do the proper investigations, members who have been accused of wrongdoing, members of the former regime who are accused of wrongdoing, who are accused of looting state resources, will now have the opportunity to appear before state investigation institutions.
But you've heard his senior Sechemen Sabonso grant an interview and actually indicates that even the name, Operation Recover All Loot, is very prejudicial.
Well, you see, the NDC went to a Ghanaian public with a manifesto. In that manifesto, we had Operation Recover All Loot, Ora. The Ghanaian public bought into it, as against what the MPP offered. And so for someone to now suggest to us that the term Ora, the phrase Operation Recover All Loot, is in bad light, that's what the Ghanaian people subscribe to. In fact, some people voted for the NDC and the President Mahama because they think that there was so much loot in the last regime, and they want some level of accountability to see what we can be able to retrieve. And so it doesn't lie in the head of the former majority leader to now come and tell us how we should reconfigure what we sold to the Ghanaian public. So that one, let's leave that one. And so, for me, what I'm saying is this: what you are seeing today, the committee, is only supposed to do the preparatory works, and that was clearly stated in the letter. I don't know why people are not averting their minds to it. It was clearly stated. And so when you talk of Yoko as if we are abandoning state institutions and creating a new creature to persecute people, that is not the case. People would have the fine opportunity to face state investigation institutions. They will do so with their lawyers, and when we build a proper case against them, then the Attorney General may proceed to court to prosecute. I don't know why people are so jittery about Operation Recover All Loot. If you have not looted, if you have not been part of the looting brigade,
okay, so
why should you be worried?
So we're saying that it's a preparatory.
It's supposed to be a preparatory works.
So now that he is president-elect,
yes,
is he now going to establish the committee where he closes it with powers to be able to invite suspects?
No, that's why I've stated that what this committee is doing is merely receiving complaints on behalf of the president. And when you read the Whistleblower Act of 2006, I think Section 3 or so, you refer to the president, even members of parliament, as people qualified to receive complaints. In any case, granted, President Mahama didn't even put up this 5-member committee, Annie. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I am not a lawyer, but at least the Constitution is written in English and not in Swahili. Article 41, when you go to F, where we are talking about the duties of a citizen, F is talking about protecting and preserving public property and expose and combat misuse and waste of public funds and property. And so I am of the view.
41, close what?
That's 41F.
F, okay.
I am more than convinced that the team that President Mahama put in place is in line with Article 41F of the 1992 Constitution And I'm saying that if you have not looted, then you should not be afraid of Operation Recover or Loot. In fact, we are not coming for what we have legally acquired. If indeed we have looted, and we are coming to retrieve what we have looted, what's your problem?
So we're coming for the loot.
We're coming for the loot.
Hence, Operation Recover All.
Exactly. And so, look, Annie, our colleagues in the MPP should be thanking President Mahama. They should be praising President Mahama for what he's doing. Because at least he has created an avenue for people to go and launch complaints. In 2016, when they won power, Annie, you won't believe it. Why?
On a lighter note, when you said they should be thanking President Mahama, you know what came into mind?
No, please.
The vetting of Haruna yesterday.
Yes.
I heard things like, we love you, we want you to succeed. So they are thanking President Mahama.
Exactly.
For that
Haruna is in his own class, Now, Honorable, when you are talking about legality, must everything be captured in the Constitution? When the MPP won power in 2016, and you made all allegations against President Mahama and the NDC in your manifesto, especially in relation to a marriage deal, and you promised to prosecute President Mahama and his appointees on a marriage deal, when you won power in 2016, 2017, you dispatched people to Dubai to go and do investigations on a marriage deal. That was at the taxpayer's expense. What constitutional provision, on what law? I'm making a point. You did not use a CID. You didn't use
but
the
that was
Yoko.
when he was president, not president-elect.
That's why I say I don't even understand what his issues are.
His issues,
because this is supposed to do a preparatory works. Preparatory works. That is the operational word here. Now, you send people to Dubai at the expense of the taxpayer. There were no state institutions in this country. CID didn't exist. ECO didn't exist. All the beautiful institutions that you talked about didn't exist. But you still set up a committee, and they were paid. We paid for their air ticket, first class air tickets. We paid them per diem. We paid for their hotel bills. In fact, they went to Dubai, and the Ameri still did shopping for them. You have so forgotten. Now, look, when I say she be thanking President Mahama, in 2017, look, we've not accosted anybody. We have not invaded or stormed anybody's office or home. We haven't done, no.
Go on the lands of people who are building their lands with the cameras.
Look, if you, for instance.
No, but haven't they done
that?
See, when they visited the Agric Engineering Services Directorate, just days ago.
Yes.
Did you see the videos?
Well, I've seen videos. I don't know where they went, but I've seen videos of.
It's a land that is acquired for Agric Engineering Services Directorate under the Ministerial of Agric. That land is suddenly being
but you see,
allegedly
being
allocated to a former government official, according to their documents. You saw what the chairman
I don't want you to
on the land,
my flow.
I'll give you the time. Yes. And on the land, there were documents that had been abandoned.
Lying on the floor.
So a member of the committee has indicated that they're going to, get the state institution to put together documents and let them know what the documents contains. I mean, if you're a Ghanaian and you see things like that.
You see, let me make this point. I've always maintained that if anybody has done anything wrong, we need to prosecute the person properly within the law. But this is not the first time a land meant for activity A. I will use the floor to you. Activity A has been given or has been changed to activity B. It's all over the country. We acquire land for, let's say, airport. We change the nature and use of the land. And so, yes, if there's a wrongdoing on the side of, let's say, the government in this particular agric mechanization land, let's look at it. But we know that all the lands, all the cantonment lands, all the airport lands were meant for certain activities. And the nature and uses.
Land
I'm just saying the nature and uses have been changed.
Occupied by the food and vegetables exporters. When they were being asked to exit the land, they asked them to pay. In fact, they wanted to buy the land. They said they should pay $500,000 for that land. When they actually failed, it was offered to a government official at $12,000.
I mean, so by all means, look at it.
Any justification?
No, I'm saying by all means, investigate that if you think that wrongdoing has been done. But I'm saying, are you saying that this activity, what they did, couldn't have been done by a properly constituted government body?
Okay, I'll come to you. Let me engage. Aziz.
So honorable. In 2017, at least we have created a framework, a very decent framework. There's nothing wrong with receiving complaints and going out to the field to validate it. In fact, that does not amount to storming somebody's private property. Look, the UDS, University for Development Studies, they have an office just opposite Afrikiko. Somebody has gone to build a wall on the plot of UDS, their office at around Afrikiko. And so if Team Ora goes there, in fact, when they went there, the wall, very huge wall, had been constructed without any documentation. They had to immediately ask that it be halted. So assuming that
so now the people who are receiving the people who are supposed to be receiving information are now giving orders.
So
you see where we are heading to? That is a danger.
So you see, they visit the site. There's a wall. UDS have no idea. In fact, they pretended not to have an idea. Should we allow the state to suffer an irreparable damage?
Wait.
But what powers
do they have to go and stop somebody from building
walls?
What powers do they have?
Because with the Agric Engineering Services Directive, for example, there was a wall mounted on the land.
See, we have courts in this country. We have courts in this country.
Of the national security, anyway.
No, but you see, that is even more dangerous. I don't know why people are condemning this. When you have courts, our courts can always deal with these issues. So now you are telling us that anybody can set up a committee to now begin to break down walls and properties. Is that what we want as a society?
You have your bite.
I'm sorry, you let me allow.
At least we have created a decent platform. But you may have issues.
I am worried for this country. That's what we are going to do to ourselves.
We are worried.
Yes.
You should be more worried in 2017 when officials, excuse me, my brother, party boys invaded the homes of John Dinapo without any warrant.
So you see,
John Dinapo was driving in town. They stopped him.
That was condemnable, and it's condemnable now. It was condemnable then, and it's condemnable now. It's happening now.
Who condemned it at the time?
So he's asking me.
Justified it.
He's asking me. That if it happened at the time, I'll condemn it.
NPP justified it,
and I'm condemning whatever will happen now. If it was wrong then, it is wrong now.
So what I'm saying is that at least we have created an avenue, a decent platform
to go and break people's walls and their properties.
They have received.
Do they have the authority to break down?
Team Ora have received over 700 complaints.
Almost 1,000 now, they say.
Yes.
So they've received a complaint, so they can go and pull somebody's wall down. Is that what we want as a country?
Well, for me, if you loot,
you see, that is
how do you come to the definition that somebody has looted? How do you come to the conclusion that somebody has looted? Are we building democracy or we are building a banana republic? Is that what we want as a country?
So it was a point he was trying to make at the vetting when he had a bit of a banter with the Attorney General nominee about the public tribunal re-establishment, which he is thinking that the establishment of Oral seemed to be taking a shape like what the public tribunal was being used for at the time. And that's why he was challenging that there's no.
At the risk of being accused of doing the justification, if that is akin to the tribunal system, what would he have described what happened in 2017? In any case, I agree. When there are excesses, you may have legitimate questions about it. You can raise them. But when you raise questions about the legality, that has no basis. I've told you. I've referred you to the Constitution. I have told you what happened if in the case of the married. I have told you what the other team is doing, that is only doing a preparatory work. I have just considered to you. I have just, you see, and that's the difficulty I have with you. Why don't you also concede to me that yes, the NDC and President Mahama went to the political market with Team Ora that the Ghanaian public bought into, and that we have established a team to do the preparatory works, and that will support any action by President Mahama to recover all the loot. You may raise questions about some demolitions, which I may concede to you, but trust me, there has been a lot of efforts. How? Around cantonments. We are told that the boss of BNI, the former BNI, now NIB, one Nana Atobra Kweku, goes to acquire a land at cantonments, honorable, at 160,000 Ghana cedis. Even in my village, Mion, I'm not sure you would get a good plot at 160. I mean, that's just on the lighter side. 160,000 cedis at cantonments. When we are told that the market value of that plot is around $700,000 to $1 million. So just because somebody is a public officer, is a politician, is able to acquire that at 160,000 Ghana cedis. We must all have fair opportunities in this country. Is this a good example of a fair opportunity? Did you or did Annie or myself here have that opportunity to go and buy a land at a cantonment area at just 160,000 Ghana cedis? So trust me, whatever legitimate questions you have, we'll take them on board. We'll reshape what we are doing. But Team Oral is doing a good job for this country. A lot has been looted, especially in the last regime. And President Mahama will do everything possible. There's no way we expect the MPP to be happy with what is going on. After all, we are going for the loot from them, and so we don't expect you to be happy about it. But that will not deter us, that will not stop us. We'll do what is right, we'll do what is legal, we'll do what is in the interest of the people of this country, and nothing beyond that. You can trust the NDC and President Mahama. And look, and rest assured that even under this regime, under the regime of President Mahama, there's a very strong signal that if anybody engages in any form or shape of loot, President Mahama would bite and bite hard. You see, fighting corruption is very easy when you are dealing with the opposite side of the political divide. Your test to fighting corruption is when you are dealing with your own members or members of your government. And President Mahama is on record to have even dealt with issues of corruption within his own government. President Mahama will not be a clearing agent like we had in the recent past.
Maybe just to make a little point, Annie. You see, when we allow some of these things to fester, okay, Obuasi will be the results. Obuasi attacking a whole mining giant like Ashanti Gold will be the result. When we think that we can give people the power to do anything they want. You see what has happened in Obuasi, where NDC members feel that yes.
Please don't go there. That is very, very unfair.
But we have seen the videos
we are dealing with a security-related issue.
We've seen videos where they've been asked to go there once their government wins power, and they have done that. They have gone there. But I have videos where NDC members were being asked to go and take over Obuasi when their government wins power. And this is Obuasi gold mine. This is why we are facing what we are facing right now.
The videos you're talking about, we have them. You've seen videos. But you're a lawyer. Yes. You know how to put these things. Yes. So don't deliberately put twists on them. Just address it as lives have been lost.
Annie, not just lives.
You can't, you cannot see.
The political undertone is there.
Videos of party, you can't see videos of party leaders.
It's a fruit of what we sowed. It's a fruit of what we sowed during the election. That is what is happening over there.
Party leaders inciting youth. And then you see another group of youth invade a concession, and you conclude that that's the youth. You are a lawyer, you know.
But you know that they take a lot of inspiration from their political leaders. Why haven't you seen a video where Yamin and another NDC person have gone to them and they told them that this is our government. I can give the video, you should play that video, that this is our government and that we make sure that we get justice.
So it's an inspiration to Obuasi. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's an inspiration. The people think that...
They say they'll get justice, that's the problem.
That's why they are going around pulling people.
He says, Yamini says that their government is in power and they'll get justice.
People feel that they have the authority now to take over state institutions. Why didn't we see them taking over state institutions? That is the kind of motivation they are getting. We need to be very careful. We are building a nation. We should allow institutions to work. Look at what has happened in Obuasi. Look at what has happened in Obuasi. Don't let us not pretend. We have a lot of videos here.
I hate to do this.
You know.
I hate to interject my
you can go ahead. It's fine. I will allow that.
You are a member of parliament.
Yes.
You are a leader. In fact, the fact that you are in the chamber, your leadership role goes beyond Swami.
Yes.
People have lost lives.
Yes.
Families are bereaved.
Yes.
There's no any political linkage to what happened.
Oh.
Listen, then this morning,
you think
you
so?
come and sit on a national platform.
Yes.
And you say
yes.
that the people who invaded the abandoned mines are NDC people.
But
they are being insensitive to the families of those who have lost their lives.
Yesterday we recounted history of Obuasi.
Hold on. We have video of the NDC people. Yes.
We've recounted the history of Obuasi youth, of how they actually feel very abandoned. And over the years, not last year, not 2 years, not 3 years, 10 years and over, they have always done this, trying to take over concessions. One, we assume that because the youth of Obuasi feel dejected and abandoned. Two, because they think that, well, concessions of some of these mining sites can be given to us even after mining, and they are not making, they don't have use for those sites anymore. We can make use of it. And we've seen how they have used violent means of trying to take over. This is not the first time.
But okay, have you seen any situation where political leaders also incite them to take over after they win power?
I have seen videos of what you are
the
talking
women
about.
organizer of Obuasi is so I'm saying that they got inspiration from them. The women organizer, what she was telling them. And after that, the video where Yamin and Co went there telling them that yes, our people have been killed and that we will get justice and that this is our government. They said that this is our government.
Oh no, you are a lawyer. No, so when people are killed and someone says
stop giving me I'm a lawyer. I know I'm a lawyer. You don't have to remind me. When people make comments, the comments are clear. You should be able to read from it.
When Ghanaians are killed and somebody says that we'll get justice for those men,
look at the context.
You think that's a problem?
Look at the context.
What's the context?
He said that you are one of us. That is why he said that we are one of us. So, and this is our government. Look at the context. Have you seen that video? The context
people have been killed.
The context is
somebody
that,
says that we'll seek for justice.
The context
and you think that's
that,
a problem?
The context is that our government is in power. And
so if you were in power, you will seek for justice for them?
No. So let me make a point. And our people went there to take over. And so we seek justice from President. That is what the video says. I can give you the video. Let's play it. That is the context. We shouldn't allow that to happen. We should condemn. We should condemn some of these. Listen, we should condemn some of these political rhetorics. We shouldn't allow this to happen. We shouldn't cover them because it's against the government of the day. We should condemn it.
You see,
all right.
My worry is this.
Just a moment.
My worry is this.
Just a moment, Honorable Aziz. So this one.
Don't try.
Let me read this messages. Good morning, Annie. I'm Eben from Kwabinya. Agenda Reset Ghana is on course, and we all need to reset our minds to fit into the system. President JDM must succeed for Ghana to gain its glory. So far, so good. With the appointment to Honorable Eliklim Akrugu, MP, and Dr. Tony Oben, the mining experts, and Louisa Akwachi. Okay, so you are actually sending some pleasantries there. Let me read this. Happy New Year to you, Annie. Take note that anyone against oral is part of the looters. Trust me. No patriotic citizen. Well, we cannot actually confirm that here. I mean, it's political parties, and they hold one voice. Citizens will sit down and happily see wastages and looting of hard-earned taxpayers' money to the detriment of majority of suffering Ghanaians who are finding it difficult to get a meal a day or even a place to sleep a problem. So ask John Dako and the MPP the whereabouts of our $43 million of the drain, $2 million from the Sky Drain, $12 million from the Polygo Dam. The idea of the public tribunal is also in order for fast-track judgment and over recovering all loots. Papa Bisu from Accra sent that in. Good morning, Annie. With respect, please inform the honorable member, John Darko, that no matter what they do, the opposition will catch up with them regarding their corruption. So they are afraid of the recovery efforts, but should wait. We will hold them accountable. Carlos from Odododio is the one said. Max from USA says that, good morning, Annie. The President-elect John Dramani Mahama constituted a 5-member committee as a preparatory measure towards the rollout of the Ora project with the aim of combating corruption, reclaim loot state resources, and enforce strict accountability measures in Ghana public sector. Since the committee only started work after the president was sworn in, it appears to be in line with the Ghanaian constitution. So it's worth nothing that the Ghanaian constitution emphasizes the importance of the president-elect taking the oath of office before assuming the duties of the presidency. Therefore, any action taken by the president-elect before inauguration may not be lawful. However, in this case, the oral committee's work began after the president was sworn in, which suggests that it may be lawful, a lawful initiative. Yesterday, President Trump signed 6 executive powers right after inauguration. Signed 6 executive. Okay, he wrote powers. That's why I read it that way. Orders. Okay.
He doesn't even know what it is.
After inauguration. So this was started when he was president-elect, known by all of us what he will do on day one, similar to oral in Ghana. Mark from USA. So, to be honest, I had the reference of President Trump, but I didn't want to drag the conversation because right when he was declared winner as president-elect, you heard of appointments he was making.
But Annie,
they weren't working, but he made appointments.
And listen, every country has its own rules and its dynamics. Okay? In fact, do you know that his nominees were even vetted before he took over? Before he took over yesterday, the nominees had been vetted by...
Yeah.
Do we have that in Ghana?
No, we don't have that.
So that is what I'm telling you.
No, but by our laws, you can only be vetted after.
So I'm telling you that our systems are different.
Yes, but our system does not make any decision by the president, for example, setting up a committee. Hold on.
Okay.
Setting up a committee that is not rolling out any policy yet.
You see,
until after president has been sworn in.
If you want to compare Ghana and America, do it well. I'm a student.
No, that's why we're doing the nitty-gritty
I'm a student of American politics.
By our laws.
I'm just saying, American policies, the law allow the president-elect to do this to the extent that even before he takes over, okay, the Senate is able to receive his nominees and actually vet them before he even takes office. I'm saying that is the law of the land.
You advise me, or you tell me, if the president had released his list of nominee ministers,
yes,
at the time of president-elect period,
it would be wrong.
Would it have been wrong?
Yeah, it would be wrong. You know why? Because he's supposed to send his nominees, okay, to the speaker of that particular session,
parliamentary session.
You understand? You can't. Because you see, the president, before his nominee's name even come out, he has to come to Parliament. Parliament should be the first to receive it and read it. That is when the public can have access to it.
Yeah.
As it stands now, he sent.
Is that what the law says?
Yes, he's supposed to come to the speaker.
Yes, that one I know.
He's supposed to come to the speaker.
When you say first,
before it goes to the public.
Yes,
is that what the law says?
That's what the law says.
Before it goes to the public.
Yes,
that's what. No, hold on. It has to come to the speaker. That's established.
Yes.
I'm saying before it goes to the
So
public.
is the speaker?
So if
the speaker is the one
who
reads the names of the appointees. Except that
he does that to members of parliament in the chamber.
No, but you know who are the members of parliament? They are the people of Ghana's representatives. Because he can't do it to everybody.
So if he had announced that Dominic Ayeni,
yes,
will be my attorney general,
yes,
maybe openly in the public before sending it to parliament, it would have been illegal.
It won't be illegal per se, but when you look at the rules of parliament, okay, the standing orders, you know that the parliament is supposed to receive the names of the nominees.
When Parliament has been constituted.
Yes.
Yes.
The Speaker. And the Speaker.
Yes, but when it goes into
it.
public, there is nothing wrong with it.
Oh, listen, I'm saying, let's not divert the argument. I'm saying that the President is enjoined to inform the Speaker of his nominees. That is what the President is supposed to do.
We can continue.
You understand?
Because there are a lot of issues. Even how the President is sworn in. I have listened to Honorable Haruna Idrisu one time, and I have repeated that on other platforms. Even when we swear in the President, right? I think the last one was around almost midday, right?
Yes.
Members of Parliament are sworn in at midnight.
Midnight, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because you don't want a vacuum in Parliament.
Yes.
And yet, by our own actions, we don't want a vacuum, and so we swear in members of Parliament at midnight.
Yes.
And then we create a vacuum between midnight to midday the next day.
Yes.
And so, as for these issues, these are issues that we can
criticize.
Exactly.
That is
these are issues that we can deal with the Transition Act.
Yes.
They are not major. I mean, it doesn't affect
maybe H. Prempeh's team.
But you see, but the point I was making, I know, but the point I was making is that if you look at our laws don't allow, let's say, the outgoing parliament, let me use it, to vet incoming ministers. But I'm just saying that is what's happening in the US. The US, their system is different. The House of the Senate, which is giving the advice and consent, vetting these people, their structure is different. So that's what I'm saying. Don't bring the US example that because Trump named his appointees and they were actually vetted before he took over.
They were vetted because their laws allowed it.
Exactly.
Yes, but it doesn't necessarily mean.
But our laws don't allow a president-elect to be making these decisions.
It doesn't necessarily mean that if a president-elect decides to nominate as ministers, he has not presented it to Parliament because Parliament has not been constituted. When Parliament is constituted, then he submits the name.
So you see, so a president-elect, okay, so that he can bring any name out, but the Parliament Speaker will only receive from the President.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So that way you can decide to put any name out. Nobody cares. It will not be a proper nomination until he is the president.
You understand
what I'm saying? If a president-elect, you are nominating ministers in what capacity?
So CAF Chancellor says that, Annie, good morning, President Mahama acted in accordance with the Transition Act.
Which part of the Transition Act? I've read it back to back. There is nothing in the Transition Act that gives a president-elect the power to do that.
Giving the MPP rep too much space to interrupt my colleague from the NDC. But the MPP man put him to strict proof. Well, I think we've done a lot. I'm giving him time to, for strict proof to be actually gained, and you are complaining. So why is the MPP so fearful of oral?
Maybe we should move on to another thing. Nobody's afraid.
See
You brought a discussion here. I never brought a discussion.
Yes, because you were introduced.
Just
a moment. So Honorable John Dako can go to court. I think that's the best way. Al-Haji Haruna from Ashama sent that in. But this one also says that Tafa from Amrahia, Annie, please tell the MPP guests that it's a Good Morning Ghana show, and we choose to watch this program because people who normally I will not. I refuse to read your message. Good morning, Annie. That's all. Good morning, Keke. Chumbafo is the one who is sending that. Do you know Chumbafo? Kojo Chumbafo?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. So he says, I just want to say good morning.
Yes.
So good morning. Yeah. That's all.
No, but
let me read one from one of the pioneers of this program, Afed Ogbami. Afed Ogbami says that for the information and education of Honorable John Dako, oral has not broken down anyone's wall. They duly reported the violation of the state's rights and illegal construction on the state property without requisite documentation to the appropriate state quarters, which acted on the oral and advice of its own leaders after verification and validation of the report to it. Shouldn't the protection of the state property from an unnamed and unknown person rather be the issue to condemn?
I don't know whether I don't know whether I want me to respond to that.
Well, you don't have to.
But I think
you don't have to.
I think first of all,
just a quick one, Annie.
Okay, sure.
The greatest of respect. we must know that Obuasi incident must not be politicized.
No.
Lives have been lost. And as a lawyer, instead of him sympathizing with the bereaved families, he is rather doing politics with it. Such a sensitive matter. President Mahama has given a directive for an investigation, which right now must go on as a commander of the Ghana Armed Forces. So far, Ghana is working again. So this is Al Hassan Bosa from Tema. Okay, let me just take a quick breather, I beg you. We'll be back shortly, and we'll try and touch on both Obuasi and, of course, the vetting activities. Today, we're expecting to see Ahmed Ibrahim, Minister Designate for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Agnes Nan Momolati, Minister Designate for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Elizabeth Ofoswajari, Minister Designate for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. The committee will assess the nominees' qualification, experience and readiness to lead their respective ministries. We're expecting to see that today. Metro TV will be bringing you the live stream of this program from the August House. So we'll take a break. We'll be back and touch on these two issues, Obuasi and vetting.
Again.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN.
This is Jerry, Jolly J for short.
How may I help?
I'm not happy with you guys at all. You've been giving Bongo gifts all the time.
Who is Bongo?
Oh, Bongo, my friend. He purchased in my room.
Oh.
You've been giving free gifts, but I don't.
That's MTN Rewards, sir. Talk, text, browse, and more, and you get to redeem free call time or data by simply dialing *550#. And on Fridays, you can even get extra special rewards like food vouchers, shopping discounts, and much more.
Papa didn't tell me anything, no. Would you like to know how I got the name Jolly J?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Jolly. Calling customer care service doesn't give you points.
I'm gonna call my mom. I'll call my grandma. I'll call my ex. That girl can talk, Papa. Hello, Mama. So what's the topic for today?
MTN.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bread you call mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me.
You didn't spot the mattress lady in the front there.
Yeah?
I've been a mattress where they dead for me.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like ash foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Customer. I don't know who was say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more brand, man. Still.
One of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. What rest of so give us here and turn down.
What's a good answer? But tomato give us the and turn down.
Give us about me, sir.
Me patron the and turn down.
Hey! Customer! Give us the turn down.
Onuya kayo oba wa fafuro nom de o ma no bonu fo nom akwada wa ni fie dumie no ono nso nom.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and Irocop brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa and the Irocop with cocoa blends, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP. K-Cup and Aerocup organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by COCOBOD, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
This is Coastal Park, a well-demarcated gated community carved out to host your residential and commercial properties. With a minimum of 40,000 Ghana cedis, you too can own a piece of the serene site.
It's just 50 minutes drive from the Central University College, as well as just some 5 minutes drive from the Ningo Senior High School. More so, just in case you live somewhere in Adam and you want to take that excursion to many of those areas along the Volta estuary, this is the right property for you to invest in.
Great news from Estate Masters Limited. We're running a 10% discount promo on all sites to celebrate our 10th anniversary. Join in the celebration by becoming an Estate Master. Enjoy benefits such as free site visits throughout the duration, free indenture, and free site plan. Contact us for more information. Remember, T's and C's apply. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. So, well, I'm still in the studio with Honorable Aziz, who is former Member of Parliament for Mian constituency, and also Swami Goes, Swami Kam. So, Swami Goes, Swami Kam. John Dakun is still in the studio. Thank you for staying. Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this. This is a very big platform, and I appreciate your invitation.
Thank you.
You have raised issues of Ora when there's no issue.
You must be controlled.
At that time, I'm sure you were less than 2 weeks in Parliament, barely a week in Parliament.
Yes.
If a 1 week baby would bite like you're biting, we should ring fence you as soon as possible. But Annie,
country.
Yes, exactly. You see, we're talking about this Obuasi issue.
Yes.
We don't need to politicize this. Ghanaians have died. 7 or 9 young men have been killed by the military. Their families are bereaved. Right. And so we shouldn't draw in the NDC and the MPP argument. That's why President Mahama has instructed that a full-scale investigations be conducted. That would unravel all the issues inherent in this matter for us to deal with. And President Mahama has promised to deal with whoever is culpable in this matter. And so for us to claim without any evidence that these are NDC members, if I also go on that tangent.
But you know, he has a reason. He has a reason for saying that.
That reason doesn't
we just
suffice.
have to be careful how far our voices go.
You see
never
that
know
reason
who's
that
listening.
look, Annie, I have a story here. June 2013, the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Abu Jinapo, on the 5th of June 2023, was in Obuasi after an invasion to admonish the youth not to use unemployment as an excuse to invade concessions of mining firms. A couple of them I can get for you. Look, another story from your sister network. 87 young people, also in 2023 were injured. The same invasion. And so if the NDC is in power today, and you want to insinuate that those people who went to invade the gold mines were NDC people, the one that happened in September 2023, 2024, June 2023 when you were in power, would you be humble enough to admit that they were your party people? We shouldn't politicize that matter. We should sympathize with the bereaved families and wait for the outcome of the investigations that President Mahama has commissioned into the matter. Like President Mahama has indicated, look, even prior to the elections, we made it very, very clear that we would want to protect the investments of multinationals or even locals who venture into that space. We would want to protect their investments, their explorations. We also think that the Ghanaian youth need to tap into the natural resources of this country. But we must walk a fine balance. How do you preserve our natural environment, our water bodies? You see, until this one, our concern was largely on the destruction of water bodies and our forest reserves. This is another perspective that we must pay attention to. How do we allow our young people to engage in responsible mining, at least to also be able to put some bread and butter on the table, whilst protecting our environment and protecting other people's investments? That is important. But honorable, don't just go on that political tangent to argue that they are NDC people when you have no any tangible evidence to that effect.
There was a story that was published on the
sympathize with the bereaved families at least.
June 2022.
Yes.
Youth in Obuasi protest in demand
yes.
of abandoned Anglo Gold concession.
Yes. And
this
so
was 2022.
Exactly. A lot of them happened under the NPP. Look, Annie, we must deal with the issue of youth unemployment in this country. And that's why President Mahama has created
let's just zero down to Obuasi.
Yes.
The Obuasi youth, when they act,
yes,
either of the years, do they act on political basis or they act as a youth of Obuasi with one front and, try to demand for livelihood resources?
That is what the investigations would unravel. But Annie, at the base of all these issues that we are talking about, the illegal mining, destroying our water bodies, our forest reserves, and invading concessions of multinationals and what have you, we must work seriously towards reducing the youth unemployment. In 2016, when President Mahama was leaving office, yes, we had youth unemployment. It was just around 8%. By the time Nanado left office, youth unemployment had gone as high up to 15%. We must deal with the issue of youth unemployment. And that's why President Mahama and NDC have created a ministry dedicated to empowering the youth and also dealing with the youth unemployment. We need our colleagues on the other side to come on board and stop these unnecessary criticisms. Yes, we want a very responsible. We want a very responsible opposition. We don't want an opposition who, when Ghanaians are killed,
you think that
no one is
unnecessary.
So this is what the military
instance,
said yesterday. On Saturday, January 18, 2025, at about 23 hours, that's 11 p.m., illegal miners numbering about 60 breached the Anglo Gold Ashanti mine security fence and intruded on the Côte D of Rum. The aim of the illegal miners was to enter the deep decline of the mines.
So even when you read the statement from the Ghana Armed Forces, if you read the full statement, and you read the statement from the Anglo Gold, there are some inconsistencies in it. Look, even the accounts by the residents in Obuasi, those who went there, those who survived, in fact, they say they were running. Some of them went on their knees begging. Some of them were shot from their backs. And so our military must come with us with some level of honesty on this matter. Let us listen to all the sides in this matter. When you read the letter from Anglo Gold and the Ghana Armed Forces, there are inconsistencies in their letters. But I'm not here to prejudge anybody. The investigations that President Mahama has instructed would unravel all the questions that we want to answer. But we must also take into account of the story or the side of the story of the residents in Obuasi.
Who were these residents? Is it the statement made by the NDC member with Yamin? Because they were the only people, that's the only video I've seen where that NDC member is saying that some of them had gone on their knees begging and they were shot. That's only so. Is it the one you are calling the members of the community?
I saw a video footage. I didn't see Yamin or anybody associated with it. I'm making. You see, you are still trying hard to link the unfortunate incident to the NDC, and I've just asked you
to the incitement by the NDC officials from the women organizers of the NDC in Obuasi,
those that happened under your tenure.
Yamin's guy clearly. Sami Jemfi had gone there. There's a video in which Sami Jemfi was there, and they were telling him the same thing, that when the NDC comes, they are going to take over this shaft. And you think that we shouldn't talk about it?
Honorable.
Of course.
Honorable.
Honorable. Look, nobody wants to celebrate
them. So those that happened under your tenure.
These are
those happened under your tenure. Did you incite them?
NPP, they were
did you incite them?
Protest is different from take
did
over.
You incite them?
The military said that they came to take over. The deep decline. That is what they sought to do. And because they have been motivated,
some youth incited by the Ashanti gold mines under your tenure. Did you incite them?
What do you describe?
Did you incite them?
I'm sorry. What do you describe as a protest?
Well, that's what you people are saying, that under the NPP government they were protests.
Not protests, they invaded mines. Well, they invaded. I have given you stories.
You are.
Did you incite them?
You told me.
Did you incite them?
I read something where you said they were protests.
I have told you. I'm not referring to what Annie has told you. I have given you stories.
So can I make my point now?
In September 2024, June 2023, some youth in Obuasi invaded the same Obuasi gold mines.
Your story now.
Did you?
Now that is your story. That's what you are saying.
Just Google. You have a phone with you.
That's what you are saying now, my brother.
Did you incite them?
But I think.
Did you incite them? And do you have any evidence that anybody in NDC?
I've sent the video to
that
Annie.
Anybody in NDC?
I've sent the video to
Annie.
Ask
them to go and invade.
I've sent the video
those,
to Annie. Maybe
those
Annie
mines. Do you have those evidence?
The women organizer is there. The women organizer of NDC said.
What did she say?
But I've mentioned that over and over again.
What did she say?
That they said, she told the people that when they should help the NDC to come to power, when they come to power, they're coming to take over some of these deep declines. That's what she told them.
That's not true.
That's
not true.
Okay, so tell me your version.
That is not true.
Let's play the video.
That is not true.
And you should play all the videos.
That is not true.
Clearly,
a video that you
as for what I have repeated on this platform,
clearly,
what President Mahama has said, what the NDC has said, what I have repeated on this platform, that we assure not just the residents of Obuasi, that in all the gold mining areas that would encourage responsible mining, we are against illegal mining, we are against mining in our forest reserves, we are against mining around our water bodies, we are against invading concessions of multinationals and even locals who are operating in that space. That is not to say that we are banning illegal mining. Why? We will support people to do illegal mining. They are Ghanaians and must tap into our natural resources, but in a responsible manner.
You know, the president has set
people
up.
Have lost lives, and we come here.
The president has set up a committee
to do the NDC and NPP thing.
Yesterday, I saw to ask the question.
You have been insensitive this morning.
After the shooting, who carried the bodies to the hospital? Is it the military men? Is it the youth, the colleagues, friends?
A beautiful question.
Who carried them? Because the investigation, you know, there's been allegations. Yesterday we had the security analyst Adam Bona in the studio who described some of the videos he had seen that, you know, with the what's it called, the shooting range of either the victim and the military. You can tell that some of the shooting happened in a very close proximity.
Yeah.
Right. So if these bodies had been carried and all, and you have tampered with evidence. And professionally, what the military should have done was to call in the police even before moving the bodies from the scene.
The question that even arises, the military, were they stationed there to guard that concession?
Yes.
Or it was a patrol team that by chance was around that area?
At that moment.
Or it was a case where Ashanti Gold called them
to come in.
That's why I say when you read the story from Anglo Gold and
Anglo
the Ghana
Gold
Armed Forces,
actually said
there are when they say they mobilize defense. How did they mobilize that?
Okay, so they said that Anglo Gold Ashanti confirmed that on the evening of 18 January, an incident occurred in the fence operational area in the northern part of the company's Obuasi concession. So a large group of armed illegal miners attempted and forcibly authorized access to the mine infrastructure. Authorities mobilized to defend against this attack and to ensure the safety and security of employees and those in the immediate surrounds. So the authorities also have confirmed that 7 illegal miners tragically lost their lives in this incident, and that a number of the illegal miners and the member of the public security force were injured. The situation at the mine is currently calm, and the company is working closely with the authorities. Our primary concern is the safety and health of our employees and those in our community who have been directly impacted by this incident.
Security personnel. But when they say that they quickly mobilize a defense to the attack, how did they do that? That's why I'm asking that. Was there already a station military team as a routine security measure? Was it a patrol team or they made a call? You see, AngloGold is not even bold enough to mention the Ghana Armed Forces and say public security. What's public security? It's either the police or the Ghana Armed Forces. They should be frontal. And when they say 7 people lost their lives, as it was a cave-in, they were shot. Be very straightforward. And so that's what I'm saying.
So do you believe that the military was defending itself? The Ghana Armed Forces said that they had to do that in defense.
You see,
or you don't believe the military either?
The investigations
people had gone there with arms.
Would unveil all this things.
No, but I'm saying, so you don't believe the military that the people went there with arms?
The military. AngloGold says that they mobilized defense. They mobilized defense. This was around 11 p.m. I'm asking a question. Was it?
Why is this question necessary? Whether they called them, or they were there already.
Mobilizing defense could be, Honorable Aziz,
whether they were there.
Defense could be that the military was already stationed in the mines. So if you mobilize defense, it means you draw or you blow alarm that something is happening, or the military itself will identify, pick and tell that something is happening. Then they mobilize. Mobilizing could be from.
I don't have a problem with the use of mobilizing.
You are the ones asking this question, and I think that it doesn't really solve any question. The people have gone there armed. Do you think that if they had met people who were not armed, these people would have overrun them?
I don't see any problem with it. I'm saying that, look, there are more questions than answers in the statement. Be very frontal in your communications and be very specific. That there was a station military team there. You relied on a patrol team. You use your internal security. Even when you avoid the use of the Ghana Armed Forces and you say a member of the public security. What institution is that? Public security. And when you say 7 people lost their lives, they were shot at. In fact, the account is that some of them were on their knees. Is that what the law says? Yes, when you are under attack, when you think you are under some threat, the police will say they use minimum and reasonable force. In this case, Ghana Armed Forces says lethal force.
Yes.
Lethal force.
You see, when Ghana Armed Forces are deployed, they are not giving rubber bullets.
So even when the people are on their knees,
cannons.
Even when the very Ghanaians that we are protecting goes on their knees, granted, even without admitting, granted, and that's the case actually, that they went into the concession. They went there to steal. I mean, for want of a better way. You get them, they go up this way.
Let's face it.
They go on their knees.
The 60 people didn't go there just to steal. The 60 people didn't go there to steal.
That is the conclusion that you come to. But the account of the Ghana Armed Forces is different. And that's why an inquiry is important. But I'm saying that before the inquiry, it is insensitive to come and characterize them as NDC people. To suggest that even if they were NDC people, it's good they kill them.
No, definitely not.
If you are an NDC people, doesn't make you half a Ghanaian.
Okay.
Definitely not. But
and so why?
But if whether you're NPP or NDC,
so
and
why
you attack the military,
why the characterization without evidence?
You see, if you're NDC or NPP and attack the military, they have the right to defend themselves.
How did they attack the military?
But the military account shows that they shot at them.
So why do you want to believe an account of one side?
So the military
and ignore the other.
Attack.
Well, which one is the other?
The residents also are.
So the residents,
people who went there, who were engaged, not all of them died. About 9 died.
Okay, allow him.
My brother, you let me make this point.
Please proceed.
I think that, look, I think initially you raised very important issues about unemployment. And my brother, I agree with you that this country needs to do better, ensuring that our youth are better employed. Okay, but the fact that one is not employed, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say that, it doesn't give anybody the right to engage in illegality. Okay. The fact that you're not employed doesn't mean that you can go and steal. The fact that you are not employed doesn't mean that you can decide to take over state institutions. The fact that you are not employed doesn't mean that you can do any illegal act. So I agree that the state has to do better, create employment opportunities for the teeming youth in this country. In the specific case of Obuasi, we know that and every mining town has a problem. And in fact, every town where you have natural resources situated. And that is why, even in Nigeria, they had a lot of issues to the extent that they set up the movement for the emancipation of Niger Delta because they believed that the Shell PLC was taking their oil out of the country without, benefiting them. So anywhere you have natural resources, especially when it's onshore, the people always try to take part. It doesn't even matter, especially in Africa, it doesn't matter how many of the people there are employed. It doesn't matter how, because truth is, you cannot employ everybody. No matter how big a company is, if you are in a particular area, you cannot employ everybody. So some people will stay out there. So you just have to manage them. What is wrong and what is dangerous is when the political elite try to take advantage of these vulnerable youth, people who are genuinely looking for a job, people who really want to take care of their family. And I'm saying that in this particular case, the videos I've seen clearly show that what has happened in Obuasi, is as a result of the political rhetorics during and before the election. In fact, some friends of mine, Prince J and Guy G, they've put together an article. I mentioned that I've seen some videos making rounds of a media practitioner who was making certain comments. Yes. And that has also been drawn into this narrative that he contributed to, influencing the youth from doing that. I hear that he's responded. I haven't seen the video yet, so I can't make reference. But this is what the article reads, excerpts of it. It says that the power of the media is shaping narrative, influencing public opinion, and fostering societal cohesion cannot be overstated. So as a vital institution of democracy, the media bears its solemn responsibility to uphold truth, objectivity, and principles of responsible journalism. In Ghana, Media General has long been recognized as one of the torchbearers of credible broadcasting. Yet, the network recent silence concerning the incendiary comments by Smart is in relation to the Anglo Gold chaos in Obuasi raises serious questions about the station's journalistic integrity and commitment to the national harmony. So how should a journalist incite people on the airwaves? I don't know what Captain Smart's response has been, but it says media responsibility. The organization are not merely businesses vying for their ratings. They are custodians of the public trust. You say that's a long article put together by Guy G and Prince J. And that's, one of the concerns. Yes, I mean, so honestly, any serious country, that gentleman will be out of that company. That gentleman will be out of that company. Not necessarily. Yes, I'm telling you. Maybe set aside for so he will be gone, and then investigation will be launched. Because you see, and maybe I agree with them, the media is very powerful. When you speak, people listen. You don't know the number of people who are waiting for you. We're not being fair to the gentleman. We're being very judgmental, even before. For me, his part is there. That's not even what I want to handle. But I'm just saying that in any serious country, he will be gone. Because the unfortunate thing is that in the video I saw, he mentioned specifically Obuasi. Yes. But I'm saying that we have to, we as politicians, the media, people like you, must also be honest and tell us the truth that some of our comments during and prior to the election also contributed to this. Why do we want to bury our heads in the sand as if this hasn't happened, as if this never happened? The NDC executives who went to Obuasi to promise them that when President Mahama wins, they are going to get a share of this Anglo good, we should condemn them the same way we are condemning Captain Smart.
That means that they should ask them, they were asking them to invade the concession.
It's what I'm saying. I've sent one of the videos, I've sent all of them to you. I've seen videos where the NDC women organizer, okay, is telling them that when the NDC wins, no, that's different. The women organizer
but what they told us earlier was that.
Oh, but I'm saying their video.
She told them that.
No. The justice one is the gentleman who mentioned his name. The one with who said they will get justice. The one with Yamin. I know Yamin. I don't know the other gentleman's name. The former military guy who is now in NDC. You know his name. You mentioned it. He is the one who said that it's our people who will get justice for you. So he's just telling them to calm down because he'll get justice for them. And he said that it's our government.
You are bent on your characterization of the victims.
Well, I mean, it's sad. It's sad that it has happened. But I'm saying that whoever they were motivated, but they were motivated. They were motivated by the rhetorics of the NDC. But how do we draw the conclusion that they were also motivated by Captain Smart?
Nobody is drawing that conclusion.
But you see, we are all reasonable. We are all reasonable human beings. We are reasonable human beings. We know that Captain Smart. We know that Captain Smart
is drawing inferences.
Yes, so I can fairly say that the what happened was as a result of the NDC's rhetoric.
I'm just saying that you cannot draw that conclusion wholly. You can say that it may have contributed. Yes, you're a lawyer. You know how to put these things.
Listen, my dear, let's face facts. I'm not coming here.
I cannot sit here.
I'm not coming here to window dress anything.
And I can't sit here, but I can safely
to the security of this country.
But I can safely say,
I've made the point.
I can safely say that these comments can and may have effects on some of these things that we're seeing. But I cannot sit here and judge anybody and draw.
You see, we can sit here and do all the linguistic gymnastics that we want, okay? But the reality is out there. I mean, I think that's all I can say.
Okay, so granted, with that admitting that what you're saying is true, those that happened in 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, what incited them? What was their motivation? I'm asking. Just
I haven't seen an NPP video. But you asked me a question.
There were invasions.
You asked me a question. I haven't seen a video of any NPP official asking anybody to invade any mines.
Okay.
So
this is
the listening and the viewing public would judge.
Yeah. We can decide to run away from the hard truth, but it is what it is. So
this is what Laura sent to me. But let me just take this time to read Laura 2 of the MPP. He says that, good morning, Annie. Growing up in Obuasi, these clashes were very rampant. I'm not surprised my alma mater, it as a AGA school, has closed down, because in times like this, anything related or perceived to be related to the mine is not safe. Probably before, in the 90s, social media and media houses were not this rife. So the issues were not pronounced. Even if one person died, this is condemnable, and we must get into the bottom. We must get to the bottom of it. The NDC showing face in this also doesn't help. That's why I keep saying fighting Galamsey is a collective fight, not just the government. I hope you agree now. Good morning to you and the guests in the studio.
So this is Laura too.
Yes.
I think she's one of the communication officers of
the
party.
NPP. Yes.
This is a very responsible.
That's because she's lived there before.
Exactly. Very responsible, very reconciliatory approach to the issues. Yes. You know, she's lived there, right?
Yeah. So she has
a first-hand experience and information. She's a member of your party. I agree with her totally. But the tangent you have gone,
but you see,
it's so bad.
You see, for me, I'm speaking to the issues here. I've seen videos of your people. That's what I'm speaking to. Why can't we also admit that these political rhetorics don't help? Why can't we admit that?
Okay.
Why is it difficult to admit?
I don't see anything wrong with promising people that you support them to do responsible,
media rhetorics.
responsible,
they don't help.
We all admit. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
All right. So we still look forward to the investigation that's been set up by the investigative body set up by the president and see how far they will go. I just hope that they've not tampered so much with the evidence available, for the use of the committee. That's why I keep asking who carried the bodies to the morgue after they were shot. Because the descriptions I'm getting from security analysts, I think that even before the bodies were carried, they should have taken first-hand forensic data before
to help in the investigations,
before touching the bodies.
Yeah.
So, and if the police were not there, or the police was not there before the bodies were carried, then we have a problem. Because everybody seemed to do what they like. Anyway, so our time is up, but we're expecting some group of people today at the vetting committee, and these are in the presence of Ahmed Ibrahim, Minister Designate for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Agnes Namobolate, Minister Designate for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare, Minister Designate for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. The committee will assess the nominees of their qualifications, experience and readiness to lead the country. I had a problem with how long Haruna was vetted yesterday, considering the fact that his ministry takes about 30% of the national budget.
Well,
and almost everybody, we don't have questions for you. We don't have questions for you. So I think things, we know Haruna is sharp. Yes, we know he's intelligent. But those of us who were sitting behind and watching, we expected that you will demand more from him. In fact, I had a problem. I had to go and write on social media asking what's going on the committee.
Yes,
it's a ministry that takes a lot of our money.
I agree, but the same with some of your friends who also have a problem when somebody sits there for 6 hours. So now, Parliament.
Come on.
No, okay. So, and listen, I think.
Swami goes, Swami comes.
I think that we need to, as a country, decide how we do this vetting. Look, to the extent that Haruna Idris is a former leader of the House, I agree. But I also don't wholly subscribe to the idea that former leaders of the House should not be subject to proper scrutiny because they are former leaders, or they are leaders. It happened in the case of the finance minister and then the Minister for Education designate. I think that we need to do a better job. We need to ask them proper policy questions for them to be able to explain to the people of Ghana. Because you see, Parliament, we may know them because we are there with them. So you believe that the person is capable and competent. We need to give the people of Ghana the chance to also know their ministers. And one of the best ways to know their ministers is through this vetting process. So I agree that, for me, we shouldn't even reduce the whole thing to the number of hours spent. It should be the quality of questions and the answers. And that is why we had issues with the chairman when he prevented some of us from asking questions. Yes, we understand that Parliament has rules and all of that. But in some cases, nominees were actually prevented from answering questions. They were protected by the chairman of the committee. And we think that...
But every time the chairman interrupted you, he explained.
But he can always give an explanation. But the people who come before the committee are competent people. They are people who are capable of answering the questions. What do we gain from protecting them? So if we really want to get the best out of our people, our leaders, we should give the chance for them to be properly vetted. Was it 4 years ago, 2016, when the Minister for Finance was vetted for about 2 days? I think he came the next day. In the US, maybe your people are watching, they can vet people for days. You understand? And so we should really look at the quality of questions and quality of answers. Now, the problem, though, is that the nature of Parliament we have right now, no matter how hard your questions are, no matter how difficult it is, once the government of the day controls the House in this way, you can only have your say. They always have their way, and that's what is going to happen. I believe that the people of Ghana will be the best judges, and for me, I believe that the best vetting will also be on the job.
So far, you think the chairman of the committee has not been fair?
Oh, we've stated that loud and clear.
What about the minority?
As in the minority leader, but he is not controlling the thing. So how can he be fair?
He's
or
not controlling.
He's not the one controlling it. It's the chairman who is controlling it.
Do you think that he has actually been manageable?
Yes, okay, so you see, here's the deal. Members of the committee, because we are so small, okay, so the appointment committee is made up of 4 members from the minority, and then 7 from them, and then subject matter committees. Subject matter committee members are allowed only 3 questions. And in the 3, the chairman will interject. He will prevent you from asking questions, especially when you want to lay foundation. He will prevent you when the question is asked. He will not let the nominee answer. So your best bet is to sometimes send your questions to the minority leader, who has unlimited questions to ask. And so sometimes when you see him asking a lot of questions, it's because the other members haven't been given the opportunity to ask. So he asks these questions for and on behalf of the other members. I think that is very charitable. The Honorable Idris, the former leader, when he was the opposition member, when he was a minority leader, maybe you've forgotten so soon. He did, maybe not worse. He did, maybe he did better, because we are vetting people. So he kept asking questions. Okay? He kept asking questions upon questions. He took hours as well. But sometimes, we forget, and we think that Afenyo Markin is maybe doing too much. He's doing the best under the circumstance.
Is he doing too much?
That's what you media people are saying.
Is he doing too much?
No, I think that we need to give him more questions for him to ask, so that we can get the best out of our people.
Well, the vetting process is a constitutional process. It's required by the Constitution. What I think the vetting process does is to gauge the knowledge of the nominee in respect of the ministry that he's been nominated for. It also gauges the competence and the temperament of the nominee. I think the vetting process so far so good. Yesterday, you asked me why Haruna
vetted
so quickly.
Just within an hour or less.
Oh, I think it was more than an hour. Sometimes when it is 2 by 2, because Agboja, a leader of the house,
he broke
the man.
He broke Atoforson's record, I think.
Yes, over 5 hours.
Yes,
and the man was seated there for more than an hour. The honorable minority leader, who is a ranking on the committee.
But there is nothing wrong with grilling a minister nominee for hours or even days. Is there anything wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But you see, when you use that one as a platform to stray into irrelevant issues like Afenyo has been doing, for instance, Honorable Agboja, who has been nominated for the post of Minister for Roads and Highways, appears before you. He's your colleague leader. You allow him to be seated for more than an hour. Then you are talking about the appointment of CEOs when there was no any CEO before you. No CEO has been referred to you. You see, he was straying into some irrelevant areas, and that's what.
It's your turn to talk. Let me just
understand. Politically, he needs to excite his base, especially that he's leading a minority. He needs to excite. He needs, because look, there's a minister before you. The person is qualified to be an MP. The person is an MP. The person is a leader like you. And the man comes before you. You don't even question about his name. Something different for more than an hour.
Okay.
But you see, as for Honorable Haruna, you can only admire his understanding of public policy.
It's okay.
Annie.
So as we wrap up, it's okay.
Small.
Yeah, so I'm
and
sorry.
I want to justify why he did
No,
that.
I'm sorry. It's okay. So let me just give you this update before we wrap up. We get out of the studio. The president new appointments has come out, and we have new appointments to the presidency. So President John Dramani Mahama has made key appointments to the office of the president aimed at strengthening governance and enhancing operational efficiency. The new appointment reflects the president's commitment to effective leadership and responsive administration. So we have Mrs. Joyce Bawa-Mutari. She is going as presidential advisor and special aide to the president. Stanislav Hoese Dogbe is Deputy Chief of Staff, Operations. Nana Oyebampo, Deputy Chief of Staff, Administration. Seth Emmanuel Tepe, Presidential Advisor on Economy. Professor Francis Dodu, Presidential Advisor, National Anti-Corruption Program. Larry Bevolati, President's Envoy to the Alliance of Sahelian States. Nana Yajantwa, Presidential Staffer. Beatrice Anafio, Presidential Staffer. Shamim Muslim, Presidential Spokesperson. Deputy Presidential Spokesperson. We have Professor Kweku Danso-Boafo, who is Cabinet Secretary. President Mahama expresses confidence that these appointees will bring their expertise and dedication to their respective roles, contributing to the progress and development of the nation. Signed, Felix Kwacho Fosu. That's what we have for you. No comments. No. Okay.
But as on this platform, I should repeat this. I really want the president to succeed. Okay. Honestly speaking, his success as a president will be the success of our nation. We are really praying for him, rooting for him. But that doesn't mean that when we see him acting contrary to the law, we will not
when you
say
see something, say something.
Exactly. So we wish him the best. We wish all the appointees the best, and we hope that in the next.
Again.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN.
This is Jerry, Jolly J for short.
How may I help?
I'm not happy with you guys at all. You've been giving Bongo gifts all the time.
Who is Bongo?
Oh, Bongo, my friend. He purchased in my room.
Oh.
You've been giving free gifts, but I don't.
That's MTN Rewards. Talk, text, browse, and Momo.